So this is just some check hybrid system. Right. Oh, it's cold. Right, okay, so if you're here, you've probably got a fault on your Lexus. Maybe it's a Toyota as well, I found. And it's going to be the check hybrid system fault. It's a fault which is not going to let your hybrid drive, so it'll stop. Well, it won't stop, but it won't switch back on if you've stopped. So bear that in mind. So here's my story. So with me, what happened was I was at work and I received a phone call saying the hybrid's in the car park, it's stopped, and it's not restarting. It doesn't want to move, and that's it's tricky. I was at work, it's extremely busy, and I couldn't really get there. On my break time, I managed to go and get a battery, because what was described to me was that it had powered down and the car was behaving as if it had run out of power. So very much as if it was just a dead battery situation. So I go and I buy a new battery on my break time. After work, I head straight over to the car. It was pouring rain, it was freezing, it was dark, and I started to open it up and get the battery out. Now the crazy thing is, part of it didn't want to open. So this part here, this part, you can see is not aligned. And that's because I couldn't get this off. I had the right spanner for it, however this just did not want to turn. So in the end, I'd gotten this part off, so I just grabbed it and I bent this back. You can see it's quite bent. Pulled this, bent it back, stuck the new battery in just about, and bent it again back into position as best I could. As you can see, again, this is not fully in position. Also, the battery casing is not in place. It just wasn't the right situation for me to be fitting that. Anyway, so now I'd fitted the battery and I checked the car. It turned on. The fault code was gone. So magnificent. Fault code was gone. I thought I'd fixed it. The description to me had been that, you know, it's just powered down. I had no time to research it at all. It was an extremely busy day. Straight after work, I had to be somewhere else, really important. So all I could do is change the battery and get gone. So changed it, the fault code is gone. I'm celebrating. But as you can tell, this video is longer than this, so you know that this wasn't the end of it. So basically I'm driving it home and the fault code reappears. Okay, it comes on halfway home. So I realised that when I park this up, I'm not going to be able to move it again because the fault code is there. But what I also realised is I never had to change the battery. The battery was kind of old, a few years old, so there was no harm in changing it. Plus the battery that I've put in there is better quality. It's a Bosch one, so I believe it'll be better. So there's no harm in changing it, but it didn't have to be done. If I had time to research, I probably would have found out that I could have got the car moving just by removing the battery and putting it back on again. So if you have this fault and you need to move from A to B, remove the battery connection and reconnect. Okay, it'll clear the fault code, it'll let you drive. But there's a massive caveat with this. I would recommend doing it with an empty car. Well, firstly, I would avoid doing it at all for your safety. But aside from that, you know, if possible, do it with an empty car or just don't do it at all for the best safety reasons. And I'll get onto why in a moment. I'll get to that. So I've got it home, I've parked it up now, it's in a safe place. I go away and do what I've got to do for the evening and the following few days. Then I come back and research finds that this fault, okay, did I run the fault? Yeah, I did. I ran my OBD sensor on it, okay, a nice cheap OBD sensor. I've made a video about it. In fact, it's still plugged in. I'll show it to you. This is the one. I'm not sure how well the focus will catch it. I'm going to try and focus up on it just for you guys. Let's see. Anyway, I've made a video about it. Okay, this is the Streetwise OBD2. Let's just plug that back in there 1 second. The two things that were flashing up on the dash were check hybrid system and something to do with the VSC system. VSC is vehicle stability control. So what that's telling you is part of the car's brain is switched off. So this is going to be related to electrics. And you'll see why part of the brain is switched off in a moment. The other code, of course, the other message that comes up is check hybrid system. Of course, fortunately for me, I've got the OBD, plugged it in, tested it, and the codes that came up suggested wet hybrid batteries. So there's water ingress coming in and it's affecting the hybrid batteries and it's affecting the isolation of current. So this is why it's dangerous. This is why, if possible, avoid driving while that fault is there, because the electric current is bleeding out into the chassis and electrifying the car, which is extremely dangerous. I suppose it brings a whole new meaning to an electric car, doesn't it? So avoid driving if possible. So I mull it over for about a day and I think to myself, you know what? I think I'm just going to try and fix it myself. Just give it a go. And I get that because I've done enough research online now to know that it's possible for me to take the car apart myself and start the repair. There's a brilliant video online. This guy shows basics on how to take the rear seats out of the Lexus. I'll add a couple of points to that in a moment, but brilliant video. I'll put it in the description below, because if you are going to do this, it is worth seeing that and knowing how to take the seats out. You'll need to do that, and the video is a great guide on how to do it. So here's where we are right now. I'll let you know where we are. Okay, I don't like showing the car like this because it looks like a bomb site, but here's the situation. I can't wait to clean this. Right, so as you can see, what I've done here is I've removed the rear seats. They should be here. Instead, there's the big part of the seats, which is one seat and the middle section. So that's the seat and the middle section is there. This is quite heavy. Right, and then the other seat by itself, the one which is placed by itself, that one is away. I've stored it away somewhere. Right, so let's give you some info on this. So what you're going to want to do is, in terms of starting off, okay, in fact, before we do that, the error code that you're going to get for this is the, can you read this? I don't think you can read that on there, can you? No, don't matter. I'll probably put it on the screen, maybe, see how I go. The error code is P0AA6. P0AA6. Okay. You're going to get that. You might get C1241. But yeah, basically it's P0AA6 is the code for water ingress over here in this section. So what you're going to do is you're going to fold the seats down. Okay, fold them down, click them in place. Once they're folded down, start here. Alright, pull this up, give it a good yank. In fact, this one's reconnected, look. And so is that one over there. Come on. Has it? Yeah, it has, hasn't it? Oh, 1 second. Getting some live repairing going on here. Okay. So you can see it's doable. You know, it's one hand. Anyway, look, you're gonna lift this up. Okay, it's not hard, trust me, it's not hard. Lift that up. Once that's lifted up, then start pulling this off, and this has got loads of these basically push pins, which are going to get lost. Try and keep them safe, that's a challenge. Alright, so take these off. I've currently covered it just because I was trying something. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Hey. Alright, so once you get it all off, here's the beast. There we go. That should stay up, it normally does. Right, okay, so there you go. Alright, these are the hybrid batteries, okay? Things to bear in mind. Look at how your car is parked. Right now, this side is on the pavement, the other side is on the road, so the water should be on that side, or at least most of it should, because the car is tilted, slanted in that direction. However, you'll still get water all around here. Alright, so literally this end is where I found a lot of water. I'll show you a video of it. A whole load of water gathers here and that side too. So the two ends, you're going to get a massive puddle of water. Okay, now there are some drains. Is there a drain here? Okay, I can't see a drain there, but there is a drain. You can't see that one, can you? Let me get a torch, 1 second. There's a light on it. Let's get the camera in there. There it is. There's the drain. You can see it. There it is in the middle, round black thing. Okay, that was blocked. Okay, with rust and water and stuff, things that have just slowly gone down there and just got stuck basically, and that's why the water wasn't flowing out. Now of course water shouldn't be flowing in the first place, but we'll get to that. So there's one drain. I'll give you another one, 1 second. And the other drain I have taped up just under here. There's enough light for that in there. Turn the torch off. So the other drain is under here. Alright, now there was loads of water here. In fact, what you'll find is, if you look, you see this cream coloured panel on the side, that cream panel on this side. If you look, I've pulled it off. No panel here, cream here, ends here, and I did that because there was so much water in this area. I couldn't wipe it. I could not get to the water. It was soaking, so I had to rip this panel off. I've placed it somewhere here. And I've managed to wipe up the water and clear it up. I've got a video. I'll show you the water. And in this video that I'm going to show you now, it was a dark night when I was working on the car, raining outside, and I literally just sat down just there, and I thought to myself, I'm here wiping up all this water when it's raining right now, and surely this water is just going to keep coming in, keep gathering like a sinking ship. You know, you're chucking water out, but water is still coming in. And I just sat there and I just thought, I'm going to have to find the water ingress. And I just knew that this is going to be a massive challenge in itself. I've never had to find where a leak is coming from in a car, where water is getting in. And I just thought, this is just going to be rock hard. How am I going to find where the water's coming in? You know, I'm sure they have specialists for this kind of thing. Anyway, so I'm sitting there, all this going through my head, when I turn and look to the side and I spot it clear as day. I spotted the leak. Do you know what? I'll just show you the video now. Okay, I'm going to show you the water, and I'm going to show you where the leak comes in. Okay, so have a look at that. See, maybe some. Well, that's one of the drains, which I've kind of cleared. Look at that. That was proper wet. That was soaking. Here's some water. Here's an example. Can you see that? Again, that's all been wiped by now. Well, now it has anyway. Look at that though, that's wet. See how wet that is? Look at that. Well wet. Proper puddle. There was loads. There was loads of it. Look at that. Look. It's everywhere. Look. All that down there, shiny and wet. So, anyway, guess what? I'm sitting here. I'm about to go back inside, and just thought, let's just have a little look around. Here's the seat, by the way. And guess what I found? I found the source. Would you look at that? Look at how wet that whole section is. Look at that. And look at this right here. That's it. This is soaking. That's where it's coming from. Proper stream of it. Mad or what? Look at that. Look at it. Look at this bit here. Look at that right there. Look. Look at that. Wow, look. I didn't even see this. Look at that. Oh my god, look at that. That is crazy. Absolutely mental. Well, found it. Okay. I'm gonna come inside and sort something out. Right, so in that you can see what a depressing situation that was. Do you know what I mean? Water everywhere. Just a fault which I thought I'm not gonna be able to clear. And then you saw that the water was coming in from here. Right here. This part here was soaking, and it was going all the way down there, down here, around here, down this bit. And look, you can even see it, look. Can you see that? Look. This has been getting wet for ages. And then from there, it's just going down and then gathering here. And it might not seem like a lot of water, but as you drive and as it sloshes around and gathers, that's going to cause problems. That's where it's getting into the electrics, you know, like these parts, and these exposed bits here. You know, it's the movement that's causing the water to gather, you know, raise in volume and cause issues. So now that I've found the actual leak where the water's coming in, back to more Googling, more YouTubing, seeing what I can do to solve this problem. And I had to wait until the next day. So my research found that what I need to do now is seal where the water's coming in from. And my research found that the water was coming in from basically this on the roof. Okay, so of course there's two of these on the roof, one on this side, one on that side, and the rear part, the rear welds, are not very good. And so as a result, the water was coming in basically from this section, just here, this section here. The problem was actually on that side, but the same thing. Now what I did was, I was quite frustrated. I thought to myself, I'm going to try and take it off, I'll put the sealant in and then reconnect. so the sealant will bulge out of the actual problem and seal beautifully. By the way, that was really loose. I gave it a wiggle and shake, and I could have taken that off if I'd forced it more, but I would have definitely damaged it, so I left it. I pushed it in and sealed it. Now, I'm no artist when it comes to using sealant, and if you've ever used it before, you'll know yourself that unless you're well accustomed to it, you know, it's not the nicest of things to work with. So now I'm going to show you my sealant work. Don't judge me, don't come for me. It's not nice at all, but all I care about is I hope it does the job. And to be honest, if you're looking there when you're looking at the car, there's something wrong with you, not me. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'm going to take the lens off. Let's give you a good look at it. So, look, there's like a puddle there already. Look, can you see it? Like a puddle there already. Would focus or not? So look at that horrendous, embarrassing sealant all over the back of this rail. Right? Look at that. Okay, so that's what I did. Yes, it's self-imposed, but it had to be done. Let me show you the other side. This is what good looks like, by the way. This is manufacturer standard. But do you know what? You could see in the rear, there was like a proper gap here, a real gap. Let me show you the other side. As much as I don't want to, give me a second. Don't want to drop my lens. Okay, here's the other side. God, the focus ain't good, is it? But yeah, just as bad, just as messy, but I straight up don't care, because the bottom line for me is to get the car working. I don't really care about this sealant, just do the job, and that's all that matters. So I put on loads of it. Now, since sealing it, I've been waiting for rain. People that know things about this country know that it's well known for rainfall, and that it's extremely common and doesn't stop. But now, when I want it to rain, I've been waiting for like 4 days. Yeah, the car is wet right now. That's because it was iced up, and I feel like that's going to be different, or the water will run a different course than rainfall. So I've been waiting for rain for days, and no rain. So I want to be sure that I've found the leak, because that was of course glaringly obvious on the day, but there could be more places where the water's coming in from. So I'm waiting for rain to come now, and then I can be sure. What I can say is, since that has been blocked up, although there's been no rain, there hasn't been any water gathering here on the inside. However, one thing that I have got to say is the windshield has been proper steamy, like really, really high condensation levels, and I'm convinced that wasn't the case before. I'm sure it wasn't. Oh, and quick thing, I taped up this drain over here because in my frustration at the time, I pushed the old drain through, so it's gone into the body. I did change my mind afterwards and tried to get it back, but I couldn't get it back, so I taped that up. Something else I want to show you quickly, if the camera will pick it up, is some rust, and this is what I found quite concerning when it comes to this problem. So give me 1 second to put this lens back on. There you go. Come on, just there. See that rust right there? On the corner of the casing? For me, that's pretty scary, because that is, of course, the housing. 1 second. Because all this is, of course, the housing for the actual batteries. And that being compromised is quite dangerous. So I'm really glad to have got the water out of here. And what I might do is, although I've taped this up right now, I might like make a hole in it later, just so it will still drain out from there. Yeah. Another thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be lifting the carpet from this side, give it a good pull up, maybe pull this off, and that will let me see if water is gathering, because here is a very common spot. A lot of water gathers here. So I park the car with the opposite side on the curb, so it's lifted on that side. This will be the lower side, tilted down here. Take this panel off, take off the carpet, have a look here for water. That'll give you a good idea as to what's going on. Just gonna show you the battery warning here. If this lets you read it, it might do. Now, one big benefit of the way I've actually fixed this is I haven't removed the batteries. I haven't taken them out of the car, I haven't opened the casing. I've literally just wiped water away from around the surface beneath the batteries. I didn't want to open the batteries because I think it's quite risky, quite dangerous, and I didn't want to mess them up, to be honest with you. Lucky enough for me, once the water had been wiped from underneath the batteries and the code was cleared, the code hasn't come back since. So I'm going to repeat that. Once the water had been wiped away from underneath the batteries, so literally one second, I grabbed like a cloth to wipe with. I grabbed a cloth to wipe with, and I just put my hand through these gaps here. Well, actually not even my hand. I attached the cloth to a stick because I don't want to get anywhere near this electric. And I pushed the stick through there, put the stick through down gaps over here like this, wiped it around there. In the middle over here too, just pushed the cloth through, made sure it was fully soaking up the water. At the end over there as well. So all these gaps, soak it all up. Wherever you saw the water in that other video, I soaked it all up just by putting a cloth into there. And then I deleted the code using my OBD, and ever since the code has not come back. I'm quite hopeful that the code won't come back on again, because the batteries themselves are quite elevated. I don't think there's water inside them. By exposing them like this, by giving them air, I'm hoping to dry them out possibly. I've had a couple of drives. I'm trying to keep the cabin kind of warm, although I know the batteries need to stay cool. I'm just trying to get air moving through it, and by doing that, hopefully dry them at the same time. This condensation at the front, I don't know where it's coming from. That's a big mystery to me. I'm hoping that'll disappear once I've closed the car back up. So yeah, again, massive benefit of the way I've done it. I've not had to open the batteries, so that's a big plus. And I've literally just wiped the water away. So one more thing that I want to show you, that I want to do next, okay, I want to take this massive seat out of here, and I want to open up this rear section, all of this boot section. I want to open that up next and just have a look and make sure no moisture is in there, coming from there, anything like that. I don't think it is, and that's because this whole section down here is coming from the rear of the car, and this has been quite dry, at least since I sealed the roof. Okay, but the reason why I want to check the boot is just to make sure, do it while it's open so I don't have to do it again, and because of this. You ready? Okay, can you see this? Look carefully. If I shake the car a bit, it might help. Look at this, watch. 1 second. Water. See the water? This here, water line, watch it again. See the water there? So this could also be, potentially, this could be source of water ingress. So I'm going to get this sorted out. Apparently it's just a couple of bolts from the inside, take them out, fit another seal around it, and it's good to go. So yeah, subscribe. I'll let you know what happens at the end of this. I'm feeling confident that I fixed it. I'll open the back up, make sure that's okay. Probably I might make a video on how to sort out the rear light. Maybe I'll see how it goes. Condensation at the front is a mystery for now. You know, it is cold right now. A lot of cars get the condensation and stuff. However, I see it clear on other cars, it clears up, but on this one it just seems to stay wet, and it never used to do it until I've opened all this up. So who knows? As long as it drives, that's the bottom line, isn't it? So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope this helps people out there. Bear in mind, you know, just have the right tools, be careful, be safe. You can get this done. Couple of pointers on opening up the seats, super quick. All right, 1 second. There you go. Right, okay, so yes, so fold the seats down. Okay, unclip from here, unclip from the back of the seat, so lots of clips. Eventually you will get to what will be these. There'll be a bolt in each one. Okay, and again bolt in each one, so it's there's two. Okay, another bolt down there, right? But it doesn't matter, forget that. You can see that in the other video, which I'll put in the description. Here's what matters. To get to this, and actually to get to this one, you're going to need a wobble, or a wobbly as they call it. It's an adjustment piece that goes onto the socket set, which allows it to turn at an angle. Okay, so get a wobble. And not only that, when I was opening these, they wouldn't open until they were proper forced. I was bending some of the metal on the spanner, so probably not a good, on the socket, probably not a good socket set, and then they would crack open, so it wouldn't turn, then suddenly it would just crack open. Okay, so point being, it seems like either I was breaking my socket set, that was what the crack was like, but it's because of course these have been, you know, done by machines, haven't they? So just bear that in mind when you're taking it off. It might crack open instead of just loosening. Eventually, there's a couple more bolts on the front. Again, the other video will show you that, so that's all good. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Please do hit subscribe. Need subscribers. This is not a car channel or a faults channel. It's not what I do. However, there probably will be a few videos about cars and faults coming up. In fact, I've got them planned, because you know what cars are like, you know. And I'll let you know how this goes. So far I have fixed it. Fault code has not come back, and that is literally just from taking the seats out, lifting the carpet up and soaking up the water. You do that, delete the fault code, and you're good to go as long as you keep it dry. So a massive part of that will be finding the leak and fixing that problem. There are some good videos which show potential problems, potential leak spots for this car. So I'll put that in the description too. Okay, so in the description, two things: how to take the seats out, maybe a little bit on how other people have dried batteries, they've actually opened the battery casing, etc. And last of all, potential leak spots for cars like this. Okay, good luck with it, you can do it, and catch you in the next one. Okay, just really quick, just going to show you that what I have done to the car has fixed it. Alright, 1 second. Okay, here you go. Okay, you can see that there. Let me just take the lens off, get a bit closer, and there's the ready. I can get a bit closer for you perhaps. There's ready. No error code. Oops. That's doing its thing. Alright. And look, so like that. Alright, and one more thing that I'm just going to show you quickly. So other thing that I'm going to show you quickly is just this. Safety, of course, massively important. So this here, look, in fact, there'll be a little bit of carpet over it. This bit of carpet, yeah, comes off. There is the safety catch. Let's take it off here. There's the safety catch for any work on the hybrid batteries, okay? And look, here's how you take it off, just easy. Alright, look, like that. One clip that way, and then pull it out. Okay, put it in, push straight in. That's it, push all the way in like that. And then clip it down. Okay, there you go. Safety first. Make sure you remove that before drying any of this stuff, okay? Make sure you remove that before drying. I wouldn't want any voltage coming out of this thing while you are working on it. Okay, there you go.